Hey everyone, time for round 2, and we'll start with consumer stuff. And the first one is PENN. Major horizontal trend line resistance here, which we are building towards the breakout. This one is left behind by Caesars, which did move higher. What else do we have? Casino, stuff like that. Don't remember, but basically this one is the lagging one, and it's looking quite close to a breakout as well. About to retake 50 RSI. Mm, Downside limited 18 to 14, or not limited, it's quite a lot, but pretty obvious to see when we break down, and I don't think we will. Most likely we will have a breakout, could be a slow kind of mover, uh, and then we can go to 26-ish. Seems pretty straightforward here. Then we have DPZ, Domino's, which has a bullish RSI buildup and about to do a horizontal breakout. Didn't quite do it on Friday, but had a plus 5%. And again, this is not necessarily imminent, like it can do this for a bit more accumulation, but this seems like a straightforward move when it does happen. And target would be, this is not good, or is it? It's fine-ish, like in this range. And eventually to fill the gap here at 472-ish, 75-ish, whatever. This is kind of the look uh, that we should be seeing. Then we have TripAdvisor, which has been underperforming quite a bit, but it is in a support area near the all-time lows. Recaptured this horizontal level, has a nice pennant here, and it has a lot of air from a VRP standpoint. Not here. Take that out of view. Yeah, no, it does have some air. This was from this, but we don't care about that. We care about this. So air gap, and then air gap again if we can recapture this level. But for now, like a move to 17, 18 seems pretty plausible. Once we get a breakout, we go here. Probably maybe do this. Eventually, not that high, but you get the point. Okay, then COTY, just a nice looking chart, horizontal support area, bullish divergence, or not bullish divergence, but a bullish looking RSI setup, and potential for a breakout, and we should see like 10, not a big mover, probably doesn't have that much liquidity for options, but you don't need to play options for it. RIVN still looking decent here from last week's list, but didn't move yet, didn't make new lows either. Waiting for it to happen. And this is a squeezable name. When it goes, it goes. It doesn't play around. Peloton, after that squeeze from earnings, or the move, not necessarily squeeze, it's going sideways, consolidating above this horizontal level that it recaptured, and has a bull flag kind of look. Again, not imminent here for a move. It may just go sideways until earnings, but then has potential to do this or to dump back near the lows. Anyway, keep an eye out for it if it does a breakout before that. It doesn't seem that likely, but we shall see. Shelf, I took a position on this one here, rode it, sold half about near the highs, and then I got stopped out yesterday when it moved lower. It still looking decent. I will be looking for a re-entry, maybe something like this, a move below 42 or as low as 30. 40.5 is something like this. This still looks decent, and I think it will eventually move higher, but needs a bit more time and for consolidation here maybe like this. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, something like 30.5 for a re-entry and then ride it higher. Colgate with this disgusting chart, 45-degree angle uptrend, and now RSI oversold. Horizontal level here should be due for a bounce, and if we get a breakout, this type of setup is expected to do a retest of the high. It's not a big move price-wise, just 10%ish, maybe a bit more. But for a stock like CL, which is very low IV, this will mean a double up, a triple up of, I don't know, month out calls. Ford, like RIVN, the car manufacturers look kind of okayish. It's a horizontal level holding. Then we have this not bull flag, this flag or this pennant kind of build up. We don't know where it goes yet, but just be on the lookout to see where it goes. Might not go anywhere until earnings as well. Just it's on the list to see what happens when we do get a breakout. Then industrials. STLD is on this list because it has earnings next week on Wednesday, and it will set the tone for the other steel manufacturers. They will probably move when STLD reports as well. We have CLF and NUI. Kind of good looking charts here for a move to 15. We have NUI as well. But the main thing, even if you don't play STLD because it only has monthly options and low liquidity and high spreads, so not recommended to play this one with options. If we get a breakout here, we should be going back to 150. But the better one to play is probably CLF because it's the most liquid. But watch NUI, STLD and play CLF if you want to play the steel. Then we have CX, again holding the horizontal level multiple times, making a higher low here. This is a huge level to hold, and it seems about prepared to do a breakout and move higher. Moss from last week still didn't move but didn't make new lows. Still in this area here, like to 25. So I think 25 is going to hold no matter what, and eventually this will break out. CF attempted to break out this week, got rejected, but still holding above this horizontal level and has a lot of potential to go higher as well. Most likely won't do it before earnings, but if earnings are good, we can see like 109, 110 going here. And it's inevitable that Moss will play some catch up because same industry. Albemarle, it was on the list from last week as well. Didn't quite go anywhere. It just went sideways, but sideways is good and it's more like a consolidation build up for the next move higher. Another small flag here. This one is more imminent, so I would expect we get a trigger next week and we go to 110, possibly even higher. Okay, renewables. I'll start with ENPH, which kind of broke down on Thursday, which I didn't like because I have a position, but whatever, it is what it is. And it's not that concerning because we still kind of have a horizontal range here. We didn't go below that one, and we closed above 100 for the week, even though we could have gone lower. So 100 level seems to be holding for now. We'll see what happens next week. The other names look a bit more bullish. Plug again kind of rejected this, but we didn't make new lows. Now it has a head and shoulders look, and it's just a matter of time before it attempts to take out 227, and then it should surge up. Added fuel cell on the list this week. This is a penny stock and shouldn't play big money on this one, but it's looking kind of good. Solar Edge, I have way too many fucking lines on this chart. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Whatever, don't need that. Don't need to be that high. So yeah, big trend line, very close to breaking out. RSI going higher, making an uptrend here. This is looking better and better, and is going to be squeezable when it moves. This type of stocks move like 20% in a day, 15-20% when they have a good day. So it's looking, this again, be on the lookout for next week for a move here. Could go to 23, 24, maybe even higher. We shall see. FSLR, again, not that good looking. The thing I like here is it looks more like a horizontal range in this area, like this, between this. And even if it doesn't have a huge move up, like it goes new highs and stuff like that, going from let's say we drop to 200, going from 200 to 250 is a decent sized move, and even if it doesn't go higher, it seems like we are at the edge of a range, and at the edge of the range we're looking for a move higher, and this is what I kind of expect to see, going back to 250. Next, retail. WBA is on the list from last week. It moved up a bit. I'll remind you what the play is for this one. Wait for earnings. If it drops, buy. If it goes up, buy. Because it's so oversold, it's probably shorted to death. And if earnings are really bad, it takes us to this 5 area where it's going to be super fucking oversold, and it's a technical buy. If it moves up, it's likely going to be a multi-day move. So if it does like 10-15% in a single day, price-wise, that's not that much. Let's see. Let's say we have earnings and it goes to 10. I would expect this goes to 14 relatively quickly, or at least 12. So even if it moves up and it gaps up on earnings and it seems like okay, it already went up 8%, let's say, not worth taking it anymore. That's not the case. I think it's going to be a multi-day move if it goes up, because shorts will start covering. Any type of good news will signal a bottom, so we should get a lot of volume and a lot of continuation up if it goes up. If it goes down, it's a buy, but wait for the correct levels for it to get there. If it goes up, it's a buy because multiple days continuation. Guess some footwear stuff. Horizontal level, support here, support here, support here, here. Kind of a bullish divergence here between this low, and this. So looking pretty good. Making a falling wedge. Not necessarily a buy here because it can go sideways a bit more. But once it goes above 20, I think it's a buy because we can go to like 25-ish. Somewhere in this range between 24 and 25. ANF on the list from last week. Didn't really move that much, just went sideways. Probably not ready. Still keeping it on the list. Skechers on the list from last week. Did a pullback, consolidating here. Let's draw some horizontal levels because they're important. Not going below this level. So still pretty good. Maybe something like this. And the move is on earnings. Same type of reasoning as WBA. If this does a breakout on earnings, it should follow through and go to 75 at the minimum, but probably make new highs. So it's a buy even if it jumps from earnings. DG on the list from last week, nothing really of note. GME, nice pennant here. We're getting to the apex. Be on the lookout for a move either up or down. And if it's down, expect 18 to hold. I don't think this goes lower than 18. But if it goes up because it's GME. Nike. So Nike had that gap up when they announced the new CEO and has since then pulled back. but it's still looking pretty bullish. I would not like it to see make new lows here, but even if it does, it's not that concerning. Could go to 77, but a 77 is a definite buy. I like this trend, that is wishful thinking because the trend is not really established yet. I could even take it out. It doesn't make that much sense. Uh, but could definitely see it do something like, or do another move up, go down again, and then do the breakout. ETI also moved lower and not really liking it. Also, especially because it's closed below 50, but it should be a decent level. We have it here. Somewhere here. 50 level could drop to 45 actually. What's at 45? Not really anything. It should hold here. Dropping to 45 is not good. It is a level, but not one that I like. Anyway, I think I will cut if it doesn't bounce on Friday and look for a re-entry below 45 or around 45 if it does this. But if it's green, then it's fine. It can go higher. KSS did a move on Friday, broke out on a closing basis. This time I think it's for real. Groupon, this was near the lows. Friday, it looked like this. Had a follow through on Monday of almost 10%, then went sideways, but it's broken out and we are above the horizontal level here. So I would expect some continuation up. Eventually, maybe it does more sideways a bit, but eventually should move up. Okay, finally we have healthcare. EXAS is on the list from last week, waiting for a breakout. It just consolidated, didn't really do anything. But on Friday, in theory, we had a breakout on a closing basis, and we should see continuation up. CRISPR held the entire week above this 45.80 level, and on Friday we had a move, 3% up move. Setting up for a breakout, again, might not do it quite yet, might do sideways again, but eventually it will, and target would be that 57 area. Looks okay, with intermediate target being like this, 51, 52. BioNTech had this monster surge a couple of weeks back, and it now has a bullish pennant, and we are on a lookout for a horizontal breakout. A horizontal breakout at this point would be quite significant. Target would be 160-ish. Yeah, looks okay. This is says lower. Somewhere in this area between 160 167 if we have a bullish breakout. So be on the lookout early next week because this is close to resolution for BNTX. Inovio, nice pennant looking here, holding this horizontal level, not going below it. This one also is imminent breakout. Novocure, kind of the same look. Close above this horizontal level on Friday. Could also do one more time like this, but once we move, we move. Moderna, I will be patient with this one and wait for 55, or may get on if we break this trend line. But ideal entry is 55. AstraZeneca looks very nice here. I'll show the long-term chart. Or no need. Previous all-time high. We broke out, surge up. Now we are backtesting. We have a bullish divergence, a very tight pennant, falling wedge. And I think this is imminent breakout for AstraZeneca to do a move higher, potentially 80, but we could definitely go higher. Hologic, unknown name. I like the look of it. Like we have this horizontal level, and we are consolidating above it. Like I'll show some difference between previous times. Went up, instant drop. Went up again, instant drop. Went up, did not break through, drop a lot. Went up, instant rejection. Went up, rejection, instant rejection. Then went up above it with more impulsive and dropped relatively quickly. Went up, dropped relatively quickly. Now, this time we are actually building a structure here which speaks of price acceptance, and we corrected over a longer period of time. It's more like a sideways correction. And now this is looking more like this. So I liked it quite a bit. And once it breaks out, I think this time it's for good. And it has a lot of room to go up on a horizontal breakout that is for real this time. Targeting the 98-100 area, I would assume. I have no idea if this is liquid or not. I would assume not, but still looks pretty decent here. And in the same way, you know what comes up if we get rejected again. So if this fails, most likely we will drop quite a bit. Initial target would be 70, 71, like we did here. So it's either going to be this or it's going to be this if we go back below the horizontal level. So it's a very nice play. We can take it both ways. Assumption is that it is bullish and it will do this. But if it goes down, either this or this. XBI looking bullish as well. Like we are consolidating above the AVWAP. We even tested it once and held, and now we make a higher low. So looking quite decent from that perspective, and I would expect that XBA starts going up significantly and gets to our target of 117 relatively soon. Probably 117, 120, like this in this area. Merck, bullish divergence, horizontal area, RSI quite oversold. So I would assume this will bounce rather than going lower. Not imminent either. More like this. And finally, Lexicon Pharmaceuticals, nice falling wedge, horizontal level that is quite important, and it seems to be holding. This can be quite imminent, and target would be 2.455, but can also go sideways a bit and eventually break out. But once it breaks out, it should move quite a bit. It's very squeezy because penny stock basically. Bam, move. very quickly. Once it moves very quickly. So this is probably got like a good lotto for I don't know, 1 month, 2 month out calls. Okay, I think this is it. I'll do the market update tomorrow because I'm pretty tired after doing all of these tickers. See you guys later. Have a good one. Bye bye.